Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, September the 4th. The year's 2023. It's Labor Day in the US of A. Time for the weekly open and gap. Let's talk trading. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just one thing, I didn't come to you Sunday because there was some price action, but not enough, and I was just taking the day off because it is the Labor Day weekend. So, as we can see here on the dashboard, we've got two pairs that have not filled their gap. The pound dollar gapped up. And we're 41 pips above the open right now, weekly open, 13 off the high, 44 off the low. If we zoom out to the monthly, you can see we're in the lower wick zone of the previous month. And we are 43 pips below the monthly open, 52 off the monthly low, 84 off the monthly high. And we're putting in the opening range for the day. Right now it looks like about 57 pips. And the previous day, Friday, which was also the opening day for the month, you can see we are within that range. It looks like today is going to be an inside bar, which doesn't surprise me considering it's a holiday, bank holiday in the US of A. Looking at the monthly chart, you can see we are 540 pips above the yearly open, 513 off the yearly high, and 827 off the yearly low, and 157 off the current year's midpoint. So you can see here right where that midpoint is between the high and the low, right there in the middle. Thursday was an inside bar. Friday cracked below it, and today we're still below that inside bar. We are within the weekly inside bar 1 week ago, because last week was kind of anemic, even though we had some red news like 3 days in a row. Speaking of anemic, only two pairs over 100 pips in range, both of them pound pairs. Pound yen, also known as the beast, 124. Pound New Zealand, I nicknamed the new beast, 128. We've been above the buy zone here almost all day. You can see we haven't even touched the sell zone. The daily weekly open right here. And red rats are looking for an opportunity to feast again. 57 pip range, just large enough. Looking at the Bambino Flex indicator, it's saying go long. It says price near the pivot on the pivot trading plan was the bias was short. Paid off once, hasn't paid off a second time. We're still in that central pivot range. That's on H4. Or actually, I need to move a chart over. H4 pivot has not been hit, this H4. And we just opened a few minutes ago. Daily pivots hit, weekly pivots hit, monthly pivot has been hit. So we still have this H4 pivot down here from 3 H4 bars ago. And there's an H4 pivot up ahead from 15. So we'll see what happens there. In and out of that lower wick zone. And we look at the weekly chart here with the smart ranges. So far this week, only 57 pips. Pretty anemic. Last week was anemic at 184. No breakout. That's because we had an inside bar. Previous week, 2 weeks ago, was an outside bar. So I'm looking to either take the break short or long on those. Of course, I'd probably get in long before then. Price action simple chart. You can see it. Oh, we had some congestion down here. We finally broke through it at the 25 line. Probably wants to head up to 50. We'll see what happens. On the higher low, lower high trade, you can see we broke through a looks like a higher low right here. And looks like we want to go back up. A lot of 3-ball resistance here, which is now quote unquote turning into support. Whereas this support would be acting probably like resistance. So once again, wait and see. And looking at the range charts, last month only 293, pathetic. So far this month, 2 trading days, 136. And if we look at the year-to-date range accumulated, as you can see, we haven't moved the needle since July. 1340 pips on the year. I was going to show the AT. Let's look at the ATR first to get a clue. So for September, 575. For August, 600. And if we look at the ATR percentages, you can see we had 49 in August, just barely beating out April by 2%. And right now we're only at 24% at September. But it seems like more often than not, September's huge, meaning it exceeds the ATR. So we'll wait to see if that happens once again. And so we peaked at 6.16% from the open, yearly open. We're down to 4.47% at the moment. Giving back a little over 1.5% if you had bought and held. Just buy and hold sometimes. And the range by month, once again, 136. And looking at the chart, let's see, we know we're inside the lower wick zone. Price is turning down. Seller strong control. Lower high, higher low, inside bar. Look at the weekly. Previous bar was an inside bar. Weekly inside the upper wick zone. Weekly is turning up. And drop to the daily. Price between the wick zones. We crossed above the pivot and lower high, higher low, inside bar once again. So this week I read something that talked about luck. So probably have a few days videos on luck, and I've been asked to do another red news video. I'm not sure if there's red news this week or not. I haven't really looked yet. So there may be. So maybe Walmall and I will do another red news trading video. So that's about it for the weekly open and gap. I hope you all are having a fun and safe weekend. It's still Labor Day, so if you're out there in the USA and you're driving, be extra careful. You just have to be extra careful on the road. A lot of RVs and people pulling boats, at least here on the West Coast. So I want you guys also to remember, even though I didn't show the trading screen or the reminder about your stop loss, your risk management, always keep that in place. And the thing about it is, in trading, we really don't know what's going to happen next. It's guessing. We're trying to guess that price is going to go one way as opposed to another way. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. But that's trading. So always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.